I'm Alan Andrews. I moved down to North Carolina when I was a kid from Connecticut. I currently live in Greenville, North Carolina right now. I reside there and work across eastern North Carolina and the southeast. It's about 5 or 6 years ago, I just kind of walked into a set. It was actually in a bar in downtown Wilmington, and they needed some extras. And the little community theater, just getting pigeonholed as like the guy next door kind of roles, just stand there, read some lines, and it's all well and good. Probably one of my first musicals was Blood Brothers. It's very popular in the UK, and I played the rich, snotty brother of the main character. Rent was a bucket list item. I played Roger. Again, I kind of got shoved into that. Mark Twain's Diaries of Adam and Eve was another fun one too. So Jen found me through backstage. Or I found Jen. I don't know which one it was, but it just sounds like a lot of fun. And I saw the description for her treatment in her script, and I wanted to be a part of it. My character is Saul, the lead protagonist, and he's got some strength to him. He's genuinely good, but again, very troubled. He's lost his mother, and he's trying to find his way in his role in a very war-torn society. And he's the direct foil to the antagonist, of course, Adrian, and they clash classically. It's the messianic good versus evil happening here.
What do you do to make
My day job. I'm an actor, of course. No, my day job, as most of us have one, I'm a composer in a software company in Greenville, North Carolina. Composer and sound designer. It's kept me busy.
Okay.
I am Will Brewster. I am from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I am playing the geniusly named character Will.
All right.
Well, I've always been kind of on and off with it ever since I was a little kid. Did plays in school here and there, did some theater on the side, and then I moved out to Wilmington, North Carolina, where I studied film at Cape Fear because I thought I wanted to work behind the camera as a writer and director, and I still do. I'm actually looking at starting a production company with a friend of mine. And but after I graduated, I kind of noticed that even when I was in school, I was in front of the camera more than I was behind it, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like it on this side more. And I've since focused on that, been taking classes consistently on that, and it's worked out very nicely for the last several years. So my character Will is a soldier working for the monarch, but he's kind of unsure of his allegiance. He seems very concerned about the well-being for the prisoners, for Saul, for Kaya, and all those guys. And so he's kind of undecided on what he wants to do with himself.
I am Christopher Harvey. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, and I will be playing Asmund. Back around 1999, kind of on a dare. My girlfriend at the time, we saw like a string of really bad movies, and I was always complaining because she was picking the movies. And so she was like, well, you think you can do better? And I was like, I think I can do just as bad. So I was in school, and I just haphazardly decided to take a theater course, and the instructor was kind of like, oh, you kind of got a little knack. And he told me about a local theater company that was doing a workshop, and I took that and took another theater course and started going on auditions. First stage show I did was called A Soldier's Play, which was made into a movie back in the 80s, and Denzel Washington was in it, and it was a really, really big movie. It was the first play I was in. Almost everybody in it was new. We did Reservoir Dogs on stage, and I played Mr. Pink. That was fun. Top Dog Underdog, which is like a 3-hour show. It's an awesome beast of a show. That was probably the most intense show that I did. Yeah, that was a bit of a beast. As far as film and television, most recently, I worked on Outcast with Shoots in Rock Hill. And earlier this year, I had a part on Atlanta, a new show on FX. Was in 42 about Jackie Robinson. I was in a film called The New Daughter, starring Kevin Costner. Several independent films. Yes, been doing my best to stay as busy as possible. I saw the casting post and the synopsis was interesting to me. It was felt kind of post-apocalyptic, but not the stereotypical post-apocalyptic. It was more cerebral, I guess is the best way to put it. So I sent my headshot and resume in, and sent a few different sides for a couple different characters. I actually didn't read for Asmund at first, and they kind of wanted me to read for it, so I read for it, and I guess there was a little difficulty I had with the language at first, but I could see what the character was doing, so I read for it, and I was like, okay, and she offered it to me, and I said, yeah, sure, I'll try it out, because I've been wanting to do more smaller independent stuff, because I hadn't been in like the independent realm recently as much, so it was interesting. So I was like, yeah, let's try it. His eyes are open to what the monarchy, specifically Adrian, his counterpart, has been kind of doing, how he's manipulating the system to his own benefit, and he's pretty much abusing these people who are prisoners, and he's kind of that character who, after his own soul searching, said, I'm on the wrong side, and I have to try and help right what's going on. And once he's made up his mind, this is what he's going to do. He doesn't seem like he's brash and he's going to just jump in. He's thoughtfully figuring out how to right the wrongs that he sees.
I am playing the role of Adrian. My name is Bill Frost. I reside in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I got started in acting really in high school. I'm 40 years old now, so back around 1993 probably, entered the drama club and was a debate champion and improv guy. We did some theatrical type stuff, and I got involved in magic too. Became a professional magician around 1996, did stage shows, and eventually led me to acting. Well, I've done over 85 live stage shows as a professional magician. Loved all of that. Probably my most memorable role would be in the movie Shiloh. It's released on DVD. It's on Amazon as well, I believe, video on demand. I got to play the role of a mercenary, which is a lot of fun. But I was in Texas and got to push a truck off a cliff, obviously a one-shot take. And got to basically choreograph a fight scene and with the main character and the writer of the story. But $2.5 million project, my biggest project to date, and probably one of the most enjoyable ones and more challenging ones. I think I almost died twice on that set. Jennifer Hooper actually contacted me. Her and I have networked through Facebook, I believe it was. I think also through another project that we crossed paths on. So she approached me and described the character, and she believed that I could possibly bring him to life, and that's how we met. My character, Adrian, he is a man who lives by a strong code. He believes strongly that only the strong survive, and that everyone should basically work on developing themselves into a stronger human being. And of course, the opposite being that the weak is the problem with society. But perhaps that maybe these weak characters can be changed, and he believes that he has the power and the knowledge to change these people. So he's very strict, intelligent. Yeah, I guess that's about it. A little sleight of hand. So I, as a teenager, practiced this for probably, no kidding, about 1 month in the mirror until I could fool myself. So I have this Burt's Bees chapstick, and we'll just do a simple vanish here this way. As you can see, it completely vanishes.
All right. Good. All right. Good.